Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Final Show Films. I'm Sen, your executive producer, and I want to thank you all for tuning in. I particularly want to thank our $25 tier supporters over at Patreon, Dravian Alexander, Samantha Bates, Cat Waterflame, and L, without whom we wouldn't be able to do nearly as much of all the things that we do. So thank you very much for your support of the years, and those of you that are watching live, please sit back, relax, enjoy. We're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Gran Terra Shadowfront. I'm Sen, your game master for the evening, who's just now remembering that I need to log into Sirenscape so I can play background music. I'm a professional GM, both here and also elsewhere on startplaying.games.
Plug your shit.
Interested in potentially listening to Nikki whisper in your ear.
Plug your shit.
I did, and then I had to take it out. Anyways, I'm also joined by fellow professional GM Nikki.
Hi, it's me, Nikki. I don't care about my professional GMing stuff right now because in retrospect, I realized I wanted to play all the boy parts in school plays because I wanted to kiss girls. And I'll be playing Scuzz, your goblin rogue.
Nice. And joined by professional book reader Mara.
It is true. I did get paid to read a book yesterday. Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Titania Valkorian, Archdruid of the Grim Harvest, and former Eladrin princess.
And semi-professional face painter Holly.
Semi-professional. Hi, I'm Holly.
You don't do it regularly.
I used to. Hi, I'm Holly.
Don't
I'm
kneecap
playing
her like
Vestia.
that.
I know. I'm a professional at so many things, Sean. I'm playing Vestia. She is a tiefling channeler.
And professional Gundam pilot Shawnee.
Hell yes. Even if that comes with a very low life expectancy.
How is that professional? But Holly is semi-professional.
Thank you.
Because Holly only paints face. I'm just gonna let it sit there.
Hi, I'm Shawnee, and in retrospect, there was definitely a reason why most of the times when I could create my own character, they were usually female in video games. And I'm playing Valda Stonebeard, the Dwarven Samurai.
And professional wrestling viewer Jeremy.
Reporter, thank you very much. I do a lot more than just view. Hi, I am Jeremy. I am playing at least for about 35 minutes. Sin, Changeling Warlock. And in retrospect, actually, most of my stuff, because you didn't tend to realize that stuff until when I was a kid, until your late teens to early adult. So I didn't have a lot of retrospect stuff. But it's fine. Also, I threw everybody start playing stuff in Twitch chat.
Yay.
Aw, thank you.
And professional queer speedrun Dakota.
Excuse me, I get paid to occasionally watch paint dry.
After Holly applies it to faces, right?
The actual fuck is this intro?
I
great.
don't know, but I'm enjoying wild misinterpretations.
Right?
But anyways, I'm playing Ithram, Hobgoblin War Wizard. Yeah, that.
That was entirely based on how quickly you went from coming out as trans to having different colored hair. It was like the next day.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But also the tank top you're wearing right now is a lovely color, by the way.
No, it's great.
Yes.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it was real fucking quick.
There is absolutely nothing wrong
No.
with being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna express myself. Hair
Right.
color time.
That's why
I
I
also
called it
know
a speed
myself.
run.
ADHD. If I put it off, I'm just gonna forget about it.
That's why I called it a speed run. A speed run.
Yep.
And professional absentee Jack.
Oh God.
Yes.
Hey! Hey everybody, I'm Jack. I'm playing Genmanar. He's a half-elf spell slinger, and we're gonna shoot some shit today.
You
just
have to
fighting
do
a
that
cat?
every time now.
Oh no.
Always.
Oh, God.
You just got a pop from the crowd, Jack. There you go.
I'll take it.
As always, trans rights are human rights, no matter who would like to make us illegal. And Black Lives Matter.
Also, the stream is powered by Sirenscape.
Yes, it is. Well, it will be once I log in and
Jesus Christ.
We're
look.
doing great.
Once you
This may
remember
be
what
our
my account
best-
password is.
Oh, I'm already in.
This may be our best start ever.
Look, I'm in a
Amazing.
mood
Definitely
today,
smoothest.
all right?
It's very smooth. Talk
Well-oiled
about.
machine.
So,
Butter.
when last we left off, Titania had just struck the killing blow on the Coachella. The Coachella is dead. Long live Coachella. That's what we'll pick up. So, as Titania strikes through with the scythe, which cuts something far more insubstantial than the physical form of the Coachella, all of you can sort of see this like shadowy visage of it just sever, and then 2 more strikes. And
I have
as
3
it's
hit points.
sliced into multiple different pieces, you watch as the shadow that was sort of ripped out of it by the scythe dissipates. The dark blade of Titania's weapon glowing a little bit in the process. And the mountain of a creature falls still.
I sit down because I'm real tired suddenly.
So I need to ask this question.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, wait, not yet. It hasn't.
Did the Coachella's death free Valdeth from the sequester, or is Valdeth still missing?
Valdeth is still missing.
Quester is not a concentration spell.
Shit.
Approximately 3 seconds after Titania sits down,
Okay.
Sin contacts her telepathically. You have a moment.
Uh-huh.
Delightful. So, we need to have a brief conversation about something.
What?
So, you've seen my new toy.
Yeah.
This is Morath.
Oh.
Yes, the first death.
Okay.
He has made a deal with me. He would help us defeat this thing, and I have to help him now.
Do what?
I don't remember. Sen, want to
Uh,
help me out with this?
he-
It's been like 3 weeks.
He wants to find a way to die effectively, and
Yes.
on the way, he wants to experience life as a mortal
Yes.
somehow. That's up
Yeah,
to you.
he is seeking death, and he wants to experience things. Now, I arranged a certain number of provisions, one of which includes not peeking into my head. So this conversation may not be being listened in on, but I don't trust them.
Okay.
I'm contacting you because I think you will be willing to do it. If I do anything that is remotely, even slightly out of character, that indicates that somebody has control over me, you need to kill me.
You mean like that? You mean like that manic laughter from earlier?
No, that doesn't count. Because
I'll try.
I do not trust this individual, and we have
Tanya.
arranged.
Make a perception check for me real quick.
Yep. Okay.
You can continue talking, Jeremy. I just need that roll.
we made an arrangement that included my not taking me over. But again, I do not trust this individual. I have made deals with individuals before. As you know, I don't trust them either. And I know how much these deals can, the power of these deals tends to fall on the more powerful party. I am not that person.
So with a 24, you notice as Sin is talking, even in your brain, there's just this like additional sound that Sin doesn't seem to be aware of. It's like faint laughter or talking or murmuring or screaming or sobbing or
Babbling voices.
it's just it's so faint as to you wouldn't have picked up on it if you weren't listening. But it's just even within the psychic link, it feels almost like there is a tavern 2 doors down that's really raucous. Just ambiently in the background while Sin is talking to you.
Yep.
And Sin doesn't seem to be aware of it. Sin, you're not aware of it.
Correct. So
send message in chat, by the way.
Should anything untoward start to happen, you have my permission to end me. Because I will not be responsible for something like this potentially being unleashed to do horrific things through my body.
Okay, does that change your answer to like questions about resurrection and stuff?
Oh, that's not going to be a concern if you have to kill me. I don't think I'm going to be resurrected.
No.
Fair enough?
Yeah.
Okay, feel free to share this with anybody else that you might, just not in my presence, because I don't know what they can hear and what they can't, what he can hear and what he can't.
Darling, we seem to be missing one. That's out loud across the battlefield.
What?
Our better third seems to still to have. I don't see her around anywhere.
We can't. Can either of us on the like marriage link tell?
Yeah, no distance or direction, just no location sense at this point.
Notably, Valdeth and Gent disappeared at the same time. Gent has come back.
We're here. You both. No, I don't. Yeah, I think I know you disappeared. Yes.
Yeah. You saw both of them disappear.
I didn't see anything. I was.
Oh, right. You sensed
both.
both. Yeah, you felt a disturbance in the force.
Yes. Okay. We need to find her.
Absolutely. Do you know when she vanished?
About 18 seconds ago? I don't. During the fight, you both blinked out like the same time.
Right. Okay.
Hang on, I'm gonna try and
Is Sin still in their changeling form, or have they shifted? Okay.
Yes.
Lovely little accoutrements you got there, Sin.
Thank you.
You all do notice, by the way, that several of you are missing your left ear.
Yeah, that is the least important.
It does need to be fixed at some point, though.
Can I just run through my head of any types of curses that would specifically remove your left ear?
And Sen, you if you do shapeshift, that left ear is still gone no matter what.
Oh yeah, no, that's a changeling thing. Period. Yeah. If you lose a limb,
lose a bit.
That's why it's like almost a fate worse than death for changelings.
Right.
I am going to cast. Do I have that?
Ithram, you can make an Arcana check.
I will, because it's been a week and people might not remember this. Gent is aware of what the spell was that you were caught in. Valdeth is not, but you do have the earrings that can send across dimensions.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, Gent would probably be trying to send a message at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, roll me a D100, and you want high or low?
I'll go low.
So don't roll a 95 or higher.
Okay. It's a 34.
It succeeds.
Yeah.
Okay. The sending is basically if your subject. No, hang on a second.
Count the words.
If you're subject to the sequester, a small injury should neutralize it. To yourself. Come back soon. Love you.
You can reply to this one.
When Valdeth gets that sending, she'll just send back. Thank you. I wasn't aware of what exactly this prison was, but that will help a lot, she says, as she just sort of takes the star metal gunblade and just sort of like powder burns herself with the hot end.
Take 1 point of damage, and are out.
Woo. Oh, thank gods. Okay.
I mean,
21. Because I'm gonna
We're-
save face.
okay. So with a 21.
I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
I'm just adjusting things. I can get to where I need. All right. With the 21, you're not aware of a curse specifically, and you don't think a curse was cast. You're aware that this thing's an aberration,
Mm-hmm.
and having seen what it did to the world around you, you imagine it just can do that. Like it feels like
Go ahead.
the where you're at right now feels wrong on multiple different levels, but also like logically wrong. This is a place where dividing by 0 is possible. Like that's where.
Ooh, Gent does not like that idea.
That's where you're at as far as reality is concerned, and so you really have no idea what it did or what the effects are, other than
So we're in the warp.
some of those ears came back to fight.
Okay.
One fine morning in the middle of the night, a flock of ears got up to fight.
Then he's just gonna spend the next minute switching over one of his spells. He's gonna swap delayed blast fireball for plane shift so that we can get the fuck out of here ASAP.
Guys, are you still unconscious?
He's
He
taking
was-
a nap.
He was
Oh,
stabilized. He was
Hang on, I'm
stabilized.
I'm
gonna
stabilized, so
he-
yeah, I'm at 1 hit point, but yeah, I'm unconscious.
I wanna heal people.
And also, Sans a left ear.
I am Sans left ear, so
In fact,
Scuzz is
the
going
only
to be.
people that still have a left ear are Grummond, Valdeth, Aethram, and Titania.
Yep. I'm gonna do a healing spirit here. So we'll
Um,
just
Question.
Wherever
I
that gets cast, Gent's gonna start limping his way over there.
yeah.
I have a particular spell in my spell book. It takes a little bit of time to come to maturation, but would that
Six.
fix the current problem of them missing their ear, or would that just the clone spell?
You don't know.
Okay,
Would the clone also be missing an ear? You could just regenerate the ears.
we could if I had that spell. I know-
Titania does.
Yeah, Titania does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
too bad we don't have a druid with us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's gonna be 3d6 to Scuzz and Gent
Yay.
each.
Do you
so,
roll it?
Yep.
Hang on. Place your thing.
How hurt?
I mean, it does its d6s of healing and then goes away. So
Yep.
It might be relevant.
Oh God. Oh
Holy
God.
crap.
Well, that was for Scuzz. You also get plus my modifier though, at least. So it is +5 twice.
12
So that
hit
is
points. So
12. Easier forget. Oh wait, no, I did.
You did three
Never mind.
each.
One more. Sorry, I can't do math.
Okay.
Yes.
Another 7.
So that's
Good
19.
God.
Scuzz has a big
Ow.
old 19 right now.
Beautiful. All right, this is for
Well, 20 total with the one hit
What
that they
the
had.
those are 1 to 6 and a 1, so like average.
Oh, this is such
Below
a
average.
lovely poor
I'm
thing.
at a 13, but it's okay. I'm up.
Well, no, you got another 7. So
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
20.
beautiful.
I live.
Yeah.
Um,
Where are we right now?
as you
I don't
finally look
know.
around, having seen it for the first time, Titania, you see that you are in a landscape full of pulsing, undulating mass. Many of which seems like it should be flora, but it's the meatiest flowers you've ever seen.
Okay, so it's like mushrooms. This is fine. I'm okay
No.
with this. I'm just not gonna think about it
much
too much.
more like
I'm good at that.
sinew, but yeah.
Yeah.
you just, Ithram is just furiously on his crystalline chronicle, just like twisting runes around, manipulating spells because it takes a minute for him to change the spell.
I mean,
Pulsing
at least-
Undulating Mass is the sequel to Midnight Mass, in case anybody was wondering.
Would watch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Mm.
I always thought pulsing undulated mass would be the name of my sex tape.
Mm.
Porque no los dos. Mm.
It's also yes, it's
Now
also
I
the
just
secret
have-
to Midnight Mass.
Now I just have questions.
You don't need to answer
So-
those.
You've
How are
never
we gonna get out of
Tanya,
here?
look.
what
It's
were
been
you up
many.
to?
It's been many years since you've seen below the shoulders, Jeremy.
This is not true.
Right.
Not
How
entirely
are we gonna get out of
true.
here?
I mean,
Okay,
Yeah.
it's kind of true actually now that I think about it.
It's been a long time.
Now I'm depressed.
Yeah. We need to hang out in person more.
Across the country.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, road trips. They're great.
Yeah.
They take 3 days. We tried this once.
Most of us work from home. It's fine. Get an RV. Put computers in
I would need a
So
solid
how are we
internet
getting
connection.
out of here?
Working on it.
So at that point,
okay.
as Ithram is, we'll say about 30 seconds into working on it, a figure appears.
Oh boy.
Stepping into the space, the little bit of cobblestone that was left over from the anti-magic field.
I'm sorry, sir, you didn't knock you weren't invited to this party.
Gun is out. Mm. Not
I'm-
pointed at him yet, but it's
I'm-
out. Mm.
I'm casting something.
Crackle, crackle, crackle. Yes.
I'm
Go ahead.
gonna use the wand of paralysis. They have to make a DC Constitution saving. DC
Oh, I
15.
love this.
Con save. So I'm gonna use hold person for its intended purpose.
So, what's,
Old person is always used for
Old
its
person,
intended
right?
purposes.
what
Yeah.
are the targeting parameters on hold person?
It has to be a humanoid.
Cool. It fails.
I don't like it.
As a large mechanical-looking creature with an
Oh wait,
eyeball.
no, it does not. It's not hold person. It's just paralyzed. So as long as they're
Wand of
not
paralysis?
immune to being paralyzed, they
okay.
have to make it still.
A
It's not hold person.
A Marut is immune to being paralyzed.
Damn it.
Hold monster.
It's immune to being paralyzed.
Oh my. Okay. No. Yeah,
Being paralyzed.
it is. Hold
I
on.
tried.
Yep. No, it is paralyzed.
So
Yeah, no, yeah. Wand of Paralysis is applicable to literally anything, unless it's immune,
Wand-
of course.
Wand,
but, yeah.
of paralysis is
Yeah.
hold monster on a stick.
Yeah, this large, spiky, mechanical construct with a constantly twitching and rotating eyeball right in the sort of like where you would imagine the neck would be. Just
Ooh,
steps
it's like
into
the Atraxi.
existence. And the eye sort of like swivels around looking at the dead Kokella and swivels back looking at the group of you.
Just to be safe, how far away is it?
The world's most dense
Yep.
Rubik's Cube.
70 feet.
Exactly.
70 feet?
Yeah.
I step forward 10 feet and I'm polymorphing it into a gnome.
Lovely, amazing, iconic.
I love it.
Live.
It might be
Constructs are
immutable.
frequently.
It has-
Often,
yeah.
not always.
The
Right,
Marut,
not
is,
always,
the
though.
Marut is immune to any spell or effect that would alter its form.
Okay, fair enough.
Damn
Well,
It's
it
form
was
is-
worth a try.
it is like a greater being of the plane of law. It is probably immutable in a lot of ways.
But what
It was
if,
worth a try.
Worth a try.
What if we know? What if we cast no?
What if we find out what this thing is gonna say? Because it
I was
hasn't
gonna
What if
say-
I
hasn't opened fire yet.
feeble-mind it?
Try.
The thing hasn't opened fire yet.
Yes, but we've had bad experiences.
All
and
I
they're
need
like,
is
twitchy.
one fire in my direction.
Gent will be walking forward towards it as soon as possible, but I
Say.
feel like it's its turn right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you are. It's just sort of looking at it. It looks like it's assessing the situation.
All right, Gent will step forward.
Yeah.
You
Hello
have a
there.
warrant.
General Kenobi.
Look, Gent does his references. You can do your own.
It doesn't
Does-
say
any
anything.
response?
No, it's
Okay.
still. It looks like it's still. Make an insight check with disadvantage.
Okay.
For the twitching eyeball.
Yeah,
Right.
insight check the twitching eyeball.
17.
I need some Vaz.
Need some Visine.
Not Vizine.
Yeah, need some Vaseline probably too. It is made of.
I-
I cast saline solution.
Yeah, it seems to be in an analytical state. Like it is.
Gent will sort of just hold up a hand towards
scanning
everybody.
the room and what's going on.
Give it a moment.
I
Errors,
think it might be assessing what we just did.
errors
to be.
detected. So there's this sort of like oddly human voice coming from this creature that has no mouth.
Mhm,
Errors detected. Correcting. And as it says that,
Swear to God.
there's a flash of light. And you're also like instinctively, having been blinded so often in the past little while,
I mean, fair.
and throw your hands up to cover your eyes. And in the process, feel the ground underneath you become a little bit less squishy. As
As it returns us back to where we were, presumably.
you find yourselves
Hooray!
back in
Right.
the spot
Hopefully.
where the fight started. Sans
Oh
the
no,
corpse
those
of the
birds are
Cocella.
annoying.
I kind of
Oh,
dig
do
them.
you have birds?
Yes.
I think the
animated
bird.
background.
I think the birds are on the animated background. Yeah.
Oh, they are.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
There we go.
I dig them.
I'm gonna mute it on my end because they shouldn't be birds.
I mean, maybe they're earless birds.
Yeah, earless birds. You all land back in what you understand to be reality now. The Cocella corpse is not there anymore, and it's still looking at you like that eyeball is sort of appraising. Performance exceeds expectation.
I'm not an
G-
error. My mama said I was planned. Sorry, I just wanted to get that out real quick.
GM, my token appears to be missing.
Oh. Right, because you were on the different layer.
Also, Scuzz appears to still be dead.
But whose fault is that?
I changed it. I took
Not
the X
mine.
off. I took the X off, okay? Honestly, I took the X off at the end of last session when I got stabilized.
Hey, look, X
Yeah.
gonna give it to you, all right?
Fuck paying for you to get it on your own.
X gonna deliver it to you.
No. No.
All right. Let's fuck waiting for you to get on your own. Anyways.
Well, apparently we're being graded, everyone.
Oh, sweet. How many gold stars did I get?
Probably most of them.
Yeah. Scott says as he was definitely knocked out like 3 times.
As the Marut is sort of standing there looking at you, from around the corner wheels Proper. Who- Y'all ran the fuck off without him, and he's in a wheelchair. So.
Wondrous. I'm so glad he's there.
I regret nothing.
No, yeah, he'd be dead.
He's just
Honestly, it's a good thing because Proper didn't get caught up in that and thus get obliterated.
Oh, he would have been super dead.
Maybe
not
Possibly.
As Proper, followed by another figure. You see behind Proper a humanoid figure with a sort of a long coat and a broad brimmed hat. Also seems to be robotic in nature, though this one is a little bit more well put together than Proper is, obviously, because y'all put them together.
It's Gumshoe.
Cad Bane.
With interesting description, actually. This one still seems like a little worse for wear, but otherwise, sort of walking around, has a sort of a bronze faceplate with glowing green eyes behind a pair of broken spectacles, and has like a blackened jaw plate that kind of gives it the appearance of having 5 o'clock shadow, but
Nick Valentine.
as a
Dick Tracy.
as a robot, sort of has like a hand crossbow in one hand and like is carrying a sheathed sword in the other.
I'm gonna call this guy Glitch Fury, not gonna lie.
Glitch. Oh my god.
And as they roll around the corner, catching up to you, the Marut's eye turns and sees Proper. Arbiter detected. And he begins to walk right towards Proper.
Gent is getting the measure and seeing how if Proper has noticed this and how Proper's reacting.
Proper's noticed. He's still a little confused, but I mean, he has very little memory.
Scuzz is hiding because there's too many beings right now that feel like cops to him.
Gent's moving between the Marut and Proper right now.
The Marut does not seem to care that you're between it.
Yeah.
Sin quietly watches and continues to quietly watch going forward so I can get ready for other stuff.
So yeah,
Later.
come back and it frees up and the dude responds.
Yep.
Ithram has stopped working on swapping spells and he's just gonna let it sit where it is.
So as the Marut,
because we might need this one more.
As the Marut approaches Prosper and Gent by proxy, and Scuzz hides, and others sort of watch with tension. We're gonna take that moment to take a quick break, since it's just about 8 o'clock anyways. So I can arrange cameras and. So, if you're watching live, please stay tuned for these commercial messages. It's a bit of an early break than normal, but, you know, that's how we roll. Remember, when we take our break, you take your break, so stand up, stretch your legs, move around, do whatever you need to do, and we'll be back in just a few. we're back. A
A
dinosaur
dinosaur
story.
story.
There, that was
Half
right
a beat
on
off,
time.
but really close.
It's half beat off for you, but it's
I was gonna
synced.
say,
Which means it's
it
also a
was-
half
it
beat off
was
for the viewers.
synchronous.
It was perfect for us.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Anyways,
I have a solution to invoke at some point.
A solution to what?
Oh,
problem?
the dinosaur story thing.
Ah,
I can't wait to hear it.
I do too, but we probably shouldn't murder Sen.
No,
Yeah.
there's very little blood involved in
I'm
that.
trying.
Not
a
no
little,
blood, though.
but none.
None. All right.
Look,
Is that a
I'm
quarter?
diabetic. The number of things that I can do that don't involve a little bit of bleeding, very, very few.
Okay.
Are diabetics just blood mages for the modern era?
I mean, kind of, but all of the magic is bad and it's all aimed at us. So, you know.
Why are
And
you
spell
walking
components
toward
are very
Prosper?
expensive.
So yeah,
I'm-
so the Maroon is walking towards Prosper. Proper.
Yeah.
Proper.
Proper. Why are you walking toward Proper?
Ignoring any questions.
I don't like it. I'm gonna try and stop him.
Okay. How?
By well, why not? I'm gonna turn into a bear. It's been a while.
Okay.
Titania, it's a
Really
being
big.
of law. I'm fairly certain it doesn't really want to hurt its own.
That does
Well,
not.
darling, remember that Proper had its memory erased by its own kind before, so we're just observing at this point.
I'm not observing. I want to hit it.
Is that what it said?
I don't think it
The
says
last
there
thing-
is a
the
risk
last
by
thing
its
it
own
could re-
kind.
The
It
last
said
thing the last thing it could remember was something that it was sent to do and then encountering another Marut or something, I think it said.
Or
And
another
Gent is right. Gent is inferring. He doesn't have explicit confirmation of this because Proper can't remember.
So you're attacking the Maroon as a bear?
Well, hang on. If she's charging it, I'm gonna drop concentration on haste.
Damn it.
Haste wears off and you're stunned for a round. 6 seconds.
Old
Six,
Titania.
6 seconds of your entire body slowing down
And
as you
he's-
get.
We're
just-
still psychically linked. Then he's just gonna say, "We're at the moment, we're not in the best shape. Let us at least assess."
Gent, make an insight check. Since you're
Okay.
standing between it and Proper.
Let me reopen my character sheet because everything
Very
died on me.
As a full night of
Peeved
rave,
bear.
yeah, as a full night of raving, the energy, all the you just spent, just hits you all at once.
26, baby.
So it doesn't look like he's going to. It doesn't look like he's slowing down in his walk, and the number of spikes around him that are protruding from his body tell you that if you were to stand still and he were to walk through you, he would go through you.
Yeah. Gent is stepping slightly to the side, but trying to stay close and keep an eye.
Yeah. Yeah.
Darling, this thing is far outclassing us at the moment. So let's stay ready, but let's not kill ourselves on the rocks after surviving the storm.
All of us are worn down after defeating the Kokela. Let's not pick a fight with something that was powerful enough to oversee this city.
Please. As Vespia is still flat on her back.
Especially if we don't have to.
He's gonna come. Etherim's gonna come help you up.
Oh, she's laying there by choice.
Mm. He'll come sit next to you then.
So the figure that's next to Proper sort of sees the Marut coming and does a and just sort of steps off to one side, up onto the corner, like up onto the corner next to this the building right next to the alleyway that you guys came down originally. It's like, I'm gonna get out of the way. He doesn't say anything, but that's the attitude. And the Marut stops right in front of Proper, who also stops mostly because he doesn't want to wheel forward into the Marut. Proper looks up at him. And the Marut, like, that eye is trained. Arbiter's form is incorrect. Correcting error. And
Gen
one hand comes
thins
up.
his lips a little bit at that point.
One hand
Air
comes
is
up
growling.
and just stops, like, what would be head level, or eye level if it had, a head. Actually, I guess it is eye level, actually, because it's the eye. At single eye level, over Proper, and there is just a burst of white and gold light that just shoots down from the palm and completely engulfs Proper. There's just a loud, like, sort of, it's almost like the sound of a, it's like the sound of a blowtorch turned up to 100. Just as this just flame rockets down and strikes the
like
ground,
and the rocket ship.
Kind of, yeah. And the cobblestone around you watch begins to melt. What's the right music for this? Hang on.
This is your Bifrost moment.
Did Proper just level up?
Wow, that was weird.
Nah, he evolved. Proper is evolving.
Quick, which move are we going to teach him? I don't know anything about Pokemon. Is that a thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Obviously, Iron Tail.
Of course.
That sounds like a
Iron
sex act.
Tail.
Here we go. That's good. That's good music for this. So,
Either way.
after a few moments, that burning column of fire completely vanishes. And in Proper's place, where there was sitting this barely put together construct, there is now a slightly hovering off the ground, a figure. I'm just their image and Slack for y'all, also because it'll make it easier to describe it.
Now that we're on the same plane of existence while all this is happening, second level Cure Wounds gets dumped into Felix, so he's not in single digits.
Good.
Apparently we're summoning Jagos over here.
I don't know what that is.
You've watched Potion Seller, but have not seen his other videos.
No, I have not.
I both loathe and love that video.
I was gonna say Potion Seller is one of those guys that
Actually-
I've consumed the pinnacle of his creation, and I'm happy leaving it there.
So,
That's
standing in
not true.
place of Proper, is this being of what seems to be contained fire and energy. It's a humanoid figure floating slightly off the ground, with this sort of dark, almost ethereal blue and black armor at very specific places that seem to be containing the energy of its form. Its head is now sort of this tall rectangle with a softly glowing purple triangular sort of optical center right in the middle of the rectangle. off of its back is this sort of like red cloak that's sort of wrapped around, sort of like attached at the shoulders and then flowing loosely, very softly in an invisible wind off of it. And unfolding from his back, having been hidden by the flame and now revealed, are these pair of golden mechanical wings that just sort of extend out as this figure now floats off the ground, having been apparently rebuilt to its proper form.
Gent kind of wrinkles his nose a little bit, and you guys hear over the telepathy. All right, fine. I probably couldn't have done that.
Scuzz is like, it's not for me, but I feel like someone in the universe is looking at this going, smash. It's weird.
That someone is Nikki.
Talking about. Definitely like 7.
The other figure, the other figure that was walking behind, just sort of like leans back against the wall and goes, "Huh." The first vocalization you've heard from him. The Marut drops to a knee. And from that, from the that sort of mechanical, strange, oddly humanoid voice, Arbiter who sees new futures, you have been restored to your proper form. And the figure looks down at the sort of energy contained into humanoid hands. Looks over at the group of you. I believe it's time we have a proper
By all means.
He looks around. Go ahead.
I reluctantly become not a bear anymore.
He looks around at sort of the state of the area you're in and begins floating towards where the Kokella was. As he floats, you watch as the cobblestone beneath his feet repairs itself as he passes. Everything around him begins immediately and swiftly restoring itself to its original form as he moves. In fact, as he passes by Gent, you feel like a slight itching at the side of your head, and you reach up as that missing ear regrows.
Shit.
By the way, where was Titania standing in relation to Gent when she became the non-bear again?
I don't know. You mean like which side? I think she was
was she adjacent, or do you think she was like kind of further away, or?
I think she was adjacent. She was like flanking.
Yeah. Right, yeah. As soon as you become non-bear, he'll just kind of reach up and give you a head scratch.
He actually passes close enough by all of you so that everyone that was missing an ear, your ear regrows. And in fact, you feel like wounds on your body knitting themselves back together as his presence heals you all back to full.
Yay. Never mind then.
And stops limping.
He ends up sort of hovering just in the center of where the Kokella was, as the ground around him continues to repair. He looks and raises a hand, and you watch as some of the more destroyed and decayed buildings, fallen boards and rubble fly up to reconstruct themselves into the shape of a form. And he sort of moves a hand, and several buildings begin to reorganize themselves back into much more sensible and sensical streets and roads. As he just, with one hand moving, begins to reconstruct the town around him. And as he does, after that begins, he turns and looks at the group of you. Those who call themselves the Steelhearts, I thank you for liberating me from the prison I had been in. For a proper introduction, I am that who sees new futures, an arbiter of the inevitable. Anyone who wants to can make a religion check.
Sure,
yeah.
for fun.
Yeah, I'm
Nice.
gonna do it for fun. I'm like
Can I spend a willpower on this?
14.
Yeah. Go ahead, spend the willpower if you have one.
23.
Ithram is just like, what the hell do you mean new futures? There's always just a future.
You're proper now.
Gent.
Yep.
The only one. So you remember reading about arbiters at some point in your history. So arbiters are not a traditionally written about class of the inevitables. Unlike the Collier Roots, the Maroots, and the other one whose name I can never remember. Arbiters are effectively the where all of the other three inevitables are judge, jury, executioner for various levels of divine law. Arbiters are the people that come after and ascertain basically whether or not the law was correct, whether or not it was correctly applied. Most of the time, yes, but you can't be a plane devoted to the concept of law if you don't also have we have to continue to check on that shit. Branch of the judiciary.
They're QA.
Kind of. And they also are the ones that basically determine when it's time to repeal those laws or when it is time to remove the things that bind.
I too also like removing my binder at the end of the day. I'm not trans. I shouldn't make that joke. But
I mean,
I hear it's the same feeling.
Yes. But yeah, they are beings that are associated with renewal and reconstruction, which is evident by the fact that his very passing reconstructs things,
right?
Whether they be biological or not.
Gent will telepathically drop a brief explanation of that into Raries, just like renewal and reconstruction, updating and ensuring that the more enforcement-minded aspects of the planes of law and order are functioning according to intent.
So if people died here because of the era, would they get brought back?
Not necessarily, unless it was necessary for the proper execution of the principles at play. Sometimes bad things happen. This is
the one that watches the Watchmen.
Yeah, if the deaths that happened were not in error,
right,
then they would stay.
Yep.
That was a natural cause of enforcing the law or whatever, then that's valid. It's the arbiter's job is to make sure that when it's time for it to end, it ends.
However, if they explicitly killed someone that they definitely should not, I feel like that would have been corrected.
So, Prop is fixing the place where the cloaca used to be, and did those people die because of it?
For sure, we'll find out in a moment.
I hate waiting.
Get used to it.
I can't remember the line.
The figure seems to be waiting for your telepathic conversation to end.
Yep.
Oh, Scuzz was definitely saying that out loud.
even for Scuzz talking out loud, it has not spoken at all so long as you've been speaking telepathically.
Okay.
It's waiting.
Hears us.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, bit of explanation. Please carry on, Arbiter.
Perfectly fine. The one behind you, whom I understand you had a bit of a rocky greeting as the Marut stands up and turns, is Marut that whose shackles bind the hells. And the Marut walks back over to stand next to the Arbiter. Actually stands slightly behind the Arbiter.
Is this the same one that we met earlier?
Yeah.
No. Yes.
That's the
It's
same
the one
Marut
that showed up when we
that-
entered. Yeah.
The same one. The same one that Sin threw an Eldritch Blast at.
That told him he didn't have jurisdiction.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
And who's that? Indicating the other unknown figure.
To the Leadfoot. Ah. That's what you call Robert.
The other one goes, "Oh, I'm just the locksmith. I'm not with them. Y'all just busted up the place enough that I was able to get out of the cell I was in. Thanks, by the way. Also, fuck you. Sorry, I made this. I made the cell. So, point of pride.
Oh,
Would you
was the
rather
fuck you
be-
to
would you-
us or to okay?
To you.
To us, yeah.
Yeah.
Would
Right,
you would you rather the cell be intact and you still be in it, or it busted and you out of it?
It's a complicated feeling.
You're a complicated machine. It's okay.
What now?
Now, the Arbiter says, I imagine you have a question I can answer now.
I already spoke my first one. If you were listening, you can answer that one, but no pressure.
It remembers, John doesn't. What was the question?
It's okay. If was the
Collier?
Coachella
Oh,
culinary skills in the middle here, if that was the error and it caused deaths, were those deaths also considered errors, and would those people be brought back?
Coachella was not an error. The result of the actions of those living here.
They brought it.
They
Okay.
found it.
Yeah, no, if you goof like that, that's, yeah. I'm not saying they should have died, but they should have known better.
To
Okay,
be fair, I don't think all of them had a say in it.
that's fair. I feel bad for them.
No, there was quite a bit. Gestures at that who shackles bind the hells. There's a reason why a Marut is ruling over the place at the moment. For those of you who are unaware, the Maruts are those who enforce the laws upon the hells, devils, those who make binding contracts for souls. Those contracts are enforced by Maruts. You may be getting a slightly better picture of perhaps what has been happening.
Hmm.
Everything you've seen has been the result
Don't
of
roll
these
it there.
people's own making.
On a slightly different tactic, if you are feeling like sharing information, what is the perspective held by the Inevitables as regards the rituals of apotheosis?
We have no perspective. It is a thing that exists.
Okay, right away then.
The situation in this city is the direct result of the breach of a contract. Nothing more, nothing less. Divine punishment, just the law. However, as you have rid the city of part of the violation they had made, part of the law may now be reconstructed. Ergo, as arbiter, that who sees new futures, I have rewritten, I should say added a clause. You are now free to roam the city without fear of its denizens. Those that still respect the law, at least.
Which means we won't be blown up by that cannon tower again. Good.
Correct. Some of the
Are
Can
more,
we
there-
write it?
some of the more mad constructs within the city will still assault you, but we'll have a little bit of an easier time.
Would you say that, given your observation of our current and recent levels of conduct, we ourselves as the Steelhearts are in any particular risk of ourselves inadvertently breaking said laws.
Yes.
Any advice you could provide to avoid that sort of unfortunate error would be greatly appreciated.
The being sort of like, you can't tell if it has a like thinking look because its face is a blank sheet of metal.
With a triangle on it. Yeah.
But it like sort of pauses for a minute as if it's going over information in its head.
The triangle spins slowly as it thinks.
The little rainbow wheel, right? Yeah.
No, it just narrows into a trapezoid.
Okay.
Pulses.
Oh, I do love the image of it like.
The ritual entombed in this city itself has a hefty price. One that is bound in the law. When you discover it, treat it with respect, or misuse of it will have dire consequences, not only to the one that partakes the ritual. He says, gesturing to the ruined building around, but also to those near.
Duly noted.
This is probably a silly question and probably isn't. Will be answered when I ask it. But why, if there's so many broken laws here that y'all had to like take over, didn't y'all just destroy the place?
The punishment is in the contract.
Okay.
We are the enforcers. We did not write it.
Okay.
If you wish to know who did, you'll have to look significantly further below your feet.
Nah, I'm good.
We're talking metaphorically below our feet, as in the hells, or just literally below our feet, as in it's buried somewhere.
In this particular case, metaphor. It is a rare treat to use metaphors. Most inevitables do not comprehend them.
Do
Fair
they
enough.
go right over their heads? But they are too fast, so they will catch them.
Well, all right then. Mad constructs and a ritual whose price has to be paid for accessing it.
And attempting to circumvent that price results in what you see before you.
Do you
Fair enough.
know where, now that you've been restored, do you know where the ritual is?
No. I've never seen its resting place. And the Marut is bound to not tell you.
You don't happen to know or have anything in your records of a fiend hunter's grave, have you?
We have many records of fiend hunters. They are a unique exception to several things. Many graves. Is there one in particular that you're curious about?
Do we have any particular descriptors?
We have the name of the ship that it sunk, I think, or just a ship. I don't know if we have the name.
Oh goodness. Yeah, it was ages ago.
I was going to say, looking through notes.
He sunk in a ship, and I don't remember if we have the name of said ship.
While you're looking through notes, are you a Modron?
No, I'm an arbiter.
Are you from the same place that Modrons are from?
Yes.
Was
I like Modrons. They're cute.
Gearhart?
There are several
have
who
the
would
name
agree
of the
with you.
ship.
It
Yeah, I
is
think
looked-
Gerhard was the name of the Fiend Hunter.
Gerhard.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yes, I believe he died in a shipwreck. His name was Gerhard.
So the head sort of like tilts. Nothing significant in my records.
All right. Thank you for checking. We appreciate it.
Certainly.
uh looks at New Past the Future. That's not his name. That's Nicky also not remembering, but this is just Scuzz.
that who sees new futures.
That who sees new futures. Do you now remember what happened to you when you got here?
Yes. I was assigned as a observer. But there was an intrusion some 200 years ago. A figure of some power amongst those who make contracts altered the deal in such a way as to alter the law. And they used my death, for lack of a better term, to do it.
I'm just going to issue a shot in the dark. Said individual wouldn't happen to be by the name of Tyrnalian Valkorian.
I did not record a name, or if I did, it was lost to my death. But I'm familiar with this Tyrnalian. I would not be surprised.
Yeah. Well, all right then. Ithram, would you remember what my uncle looks like?
Yes.
Can you illusion that and see if our kind arbiter here has any additional information?
Let me see if I have that prepared.
That's okay.
No. I can draw it. Just whips out like paper and some crayon. Just hold on.
Do your performance check.
Amazing. This is gonna be great.
It's gonna be amazing.
I'm
Let's
gonna
go.
help.
Freak
I'm gonna
charisma.
help. I'm gonna help.
You have
What? That's-
advantage.
You have advantage. Yeah. No,
Do
no,
it,
the,
do
no,
it.
the nose is more like this. 12.
I feel like I'm not speaking out of turn to say that Grumman would bless this.
This is
I
Or
wouldn't-
guidance.
I am.
Guidance.
Actually,
Guidance,
I'm still. I think I'm still.
Oh, you're permanently guided, yeah.
Permanent guided for
get a D4. Come on.
You're being adopted, yeah.
The ones.
So I'm going to assume it looks like this.
A little more detail.
No, eyes are angry. Eyes are
Oh,
angry.
okay.
It's definitely giving Super,
Yeah, you got those
Saiyan, Super
eyebrows.
Saiyan arms. Like
Oh. All the muscle definitions starts right here and just it's like my body, but then bulk. It's SpongeBob arms.
Anchor arms, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So like this.
Hmm.
Perfect.
I do not recognize the creature you're drawing.
Damn it. And I worked so hard.
Ithram, do you think you could provide a visual?
Oh, it's all right, me boy. I'm going to put it on the fridge when we get back.
It can. You have,
Wow.
Very good.
Is there something you need to work out, Nikki? Is there like a some latent trauma you're working out with this relationship? Finally, having a caring father figure. Is that what's happening here?
No, I mean we don't have to go into it. 'Cause you guys know the shit, but no, I think it's just I have Grumman's character sheet, so sometimes every now and again I think that feels very Grummond like.
If it
It's
is
a very
able-
particular quote. I'm like, I'm gonna put this on the refrigerator.
That's what parents do with their kids' shitty artwork.
And then it embarrasses the kid when they get older and it's still there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
this individual is able to not so much eavesdrop, but be aware of our telepathic connections. Perhaps you being the best versed could just
Oh, okay. Gent will just summon up a very hard image, trying to make it accurate and not colored by emotion.
Your performance check.
knowing that that's a possibility. Ithram will also just think of the last time he made an image of his uncle.
I got a 4.
How did the -3 character roll better?
Beautiful.
It's called rolling a 15 versus rolling a 3.
I'm always prepared for Scuzz to get like a -2 whenever it comes to anything with charisma.
There's just a moment of like the arbiter looking at Gent and going, I believe the image you're picturing is a Balor.
Probably.
It's a situation.
This is like trying to like speak in a different country, but you don't know the word for it, so you try to draw a picture, like point to something like this, and they're like,
Or a pitch fiend.
Ithram will project a mental image.
do it at their
Yeah.
roll
performance check.
high.
Okay.
You're trying to conjure an image from
Hey, there we
your
go.
will, basically.
Slightly better.
14. I mean,
It's scaling up.
1
It's a
point
dis-
higher.
One by one.
yeah, it's a description.
Looks at it and looks into you.
I'm not trying to do hyperrealism here.
This figure is not known to me.
Damn it.
All right. Well, thank you for indulging us.
Certainly. He says it's like again more buildings are just in the area in a spreading ring are just repairing themselves.
Turns to the locksmith. And I'm sorry, did we get your name?
Yeah, locksmith.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was a title / job description. All right.
Both? All three?
Efficient.
Well, it seems like your cell might be getting put back together shortly, Valdez says as she looks around at everything reconstructing itself.
A lock once broken is not as good.
I feel like what's being done here isn't quite repairing so much as returning to its original state.
It's
Sort of time magic. It
it's-
might have never been broken.
It's the spirit of the thing.
Are you just
Guys-
mad? Fucking.
It's because it's just like,
Darling, you're married to an engineer. Trust me. He's making perfect sense.
Of course he is. I see the same thing in you as well, you fucking petty bastards.
I don't know why, but that sentence just made me feel mad. I don't know why.
Question for you then, locksmith.
Yeah.
Are you more on locking things down, or do you go, as it were, both ways in terms of cracking other locks that maybe you didn't create?
Well, I go both ways in so many ways.
Proud of you.
But also, yeah, it's a bit of a challenge, you know. Amongst the locksmiths, you know, we all like to find someone else's work, just see if we can prove it inferior. Bit of pride.
Recently?
I mean, not to brag, but I make the best locks in this city, so.
We might have.
Oh yeah.
Do you tend more towards the mechanical, the magical, or a fusion of both?
Whatever's requested.
Because we know of a few things in the greater world that could honestly really stand
Fair,
to
good
be
luck.
locked down tight. And if you're interested, I feel like I could speak fairly safely for everyone, where we wouldn't mind having you along necessarily for your expert consultation if you don't have anything else pressing that really has your attention at the moment.
Well, my last employer hired me to build the gates to this city and then threw me in a jail so that no one could break into it. So I'm pretty open to employment right now.
Oh,
Excellent.
sweet.
Sounds good. Welcome to the band.
Cool. You have like pins or something?
Cloaks,
Yeah,
we'll get you
Cloaks
one
and
eventually.
tabards.
I never got a cloak.
But
Oh,
you're on the list too.
It's
Vespia,
give
don't
your
worry.
fiance a cloak. Oh my god. I'm starting to lean into Marge a little
Wait,
bit.
are
there.
you
Sorry.
engaged?
No.
What?
Were they not fiancés? Nikki misremembered
No,
that.
no, but they
She
did.
always calls them that.
I'm keeping that in for Scuzz though. Scuzz would absolutely like.
All right,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Excellent.
I had something I was going to say, and now I'm just.
The Arbiter. Well, I need to inspect the region and see if there's anything else that needs to be altered. I wish you luck in your quest and hope that you don't fall prey to the same greed that those that lived here did.
Nah.
Just as it.
Frankly, I'll be quite happy with stopping the world from being destroyed twice over. Thank you.
I live here. For now.
Fair enough.
It was an honor to make your acquaintance and to have had a small part in your reconstruction, Arbiter.
I appreciate everything you've done.
As we do yours.
Alright, let's get moving and
he
maybe.
He looks over at the Marut. That who shackles bind the house. Please make sure your servants leave them alone. Though we will not interfere for those that do not follow.
Had enough. It's not your job to do that. We'll handle ourselves there. Let's find somewhere safe and actually rest for the first time since we got here.
As he passes by, he starts floats by, raises up and just taps a finger to Ithram's forehead. And there's like a
third eye.
there is just like a ripple effect.
And I explode.
You are already dead.
Ithram, you
You
have
deflate like a Capri Sun.
you Ithram, it feels like somebody just plugged an entire library into your brain and you're having trouble deciphering it, but he doesn't say anything and just continues to walk past or to float past.
Okay.
You have been knowledge dumped.
All right.
Just a bunch of lore, just immediately.
It's all of the Lord of the Rings all at once.
Are you good? You look like you need to sneeze.
Give me an intelligence saving throw.
Oh my god. You're strong. You're both brains and the brawn.
Does this count as a magical effect?
No.
Damn it.
This is parsing information.
You know what? I'll use one of my inspirations. 23.
There.
Hey.
As you sort of like trying to sort out the information, you realize a couple of things. You realize that the contract binding this place prevents extra-dimensional travel. Or extra-dimensional travel out of it. Pocket dimensions inside work to an extent. There is a special clause against Magnificent Mansion-esque spells. Teleportation does not work out of it or into it. Dimension door works within the bounds, but you cannot dimension door through the glass. It seems that the contract, and you should get a few more like transportation clauses. And it seems like whoever wrote this extensive contract wrote it to ensure that getting out would be very difficult, and basically you could only go out through the front door.
Yeah. You can only use the approved entrances and exits.
Basically, yeah.
And you can't you basically can't really hide from what's inside, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Like
basically,
what was inside.
Yeah, you cannot. It seems that the Magnificent Mansion spells fall underneath a luxuries, like a luxurious escapement clause. There's an intent basically for you're getting punished, and your punishment is meant to happen, not for you to evade it. Is the implication you get from that particular clause.
No, you don't get to go to your room.
Right. You're in jail, goddamn.
There seems to be there seems to be a very it seems almost odd that demiplane a demiplane was not affected in that way. Then you sort of you get an oddly, thanks to 23, you get an understanding that locking away demiplanes would have negatively affected the contract writer. So they didn't put it in.
Uh-huh.
So the contract writer was on a demiplane then.
Maybe.
Or
had one.
Or just likes to use them.
It was a wizard. This was written by a wizard. I don't like it.
And so you get that sort of burst of understanding, and there's definitely more in your brain. You think what's happened is that he's put the contract in full in your memory, and you just have to
type of information legal.
You just have to parse it in order to basically learn the rules of the place.
Okay.
Why am I thinking like a lawyer?
Well, that's good. At least we don't have to drag that whose shackles bind the hells around and read his chest plate every time we need to know something about this.
Yeah.
Make an insight check, Ithram.
Check your shin. There might be a special clause. Insight.
Yeah.
I'm fucking great at those.
On Grumman's behalf, I have to say, don't pick up an abacus. We'll have to murder you then.
Based on the writing that you're seeing, you're pretty certain this was written by a greater devil of some kind.
Yeah. Does it seem to benefit one side more than the other?
Significantly.
Significant. Obviously, yeah. If it's the whole contract, what were they supposed to get out of this?
You haven't been able to decipher that part yet.
Okay.
Yeah, you've only really deciphered that transportation clause, basically.
Yeah, he's gonna figure out the rules of what we can and can't do, and then he's gonna be like, "Why the fuck would you even sign this?"
I mean, maybe it's a high risk, high reward situation.
Though you do assume, you can assume, based on what the Arbiter was saying, that the thing that they were getting was a ritual of apotheosis.
Yeah.
So, yes, I think I'm with Valdeth on this one. Let's find a place to bunk down, and maybe we can... If Ithram, you still have the muscle for it, we can get a mansion for your tower, and...
I do, but that type of extra-dimensional lodging is prohibited. There are a few exceptions while we're inside this city.
Still use my chest?
We could. I believe also Grumman's growing tuber would work as well.
Oh, do we have to call it that every time?
I don't know what else to call it other than
his weird house thing. There you
house
go.
Potato. House potato.
That was the next option. Yes.
Yeah.
I'll go with that next time. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Clearly, it's not.
You do notice as the Arbiter finally gets out of sight, a sign flies up and attaches itself back to a pair of chains hanging. And the sign just says "The Wine Pit."
Nope.
That's a
and
terrible
walks
name for a
away.
tavern.
Last time we wandered into some place that was alcohol based. Horrible things ensued.
To be fair, that was the cheapest fucking meat in the city versus a actual tavern.
Also, to be fair, at the time we didn't have the run of the place and the law didn't work a bit on our side and that sort of thing. I'm simply feeling rather risk averse at the moment.
You're also probably feeling a little bit petty, which is just your default state at times.
If it's my default state, I don't think you can call me petty about it.
But yes, any localized extra, slightly extra dimensional lodging is still acceptable.
All right.
I'd like to not stay in this part of the city, at least. This was creepy in here.
Then we must exit.
Well, it's rapidly getting less creepy, Valdez says as she indicates to the buildings that are rearranging
Yeah.
themselves.
But
We must exit through.
Yes,
one of the
there is
doors
still
then.
the ever looming specter of the people who should be here, yes. Although I think that's true anywhere in this city.
yeah.
Gen's gonna tilt his head a little bit and activate the goggles to see into the ethereal plane. Anything weird going on there?
As you noted before, there is
Mhm.
nothing.
Nothing. Okay, still
No
still barren.
creatures, and all the buildings are still
Visible in the
visible
ethereal.
in the ethereal plane, including
Okay.
like even as they're being rebuilt, they're still visible.
Right. Are they rebuilt as well in the
Yeah,
ethereal plane
yeah,
as well? Okay, yep. More and more impressed with that, officer.
Yeah, it's
But yes, let's find somewhere to take a breather.
How are all of our spellcasters doing on magic reserves?
I'm all right. I didn't use that much in the fight because it was
a terrible idea to use magic on that thing.
yeah. So I have a fair bit actually.
I only spent one spell. Sorry again, Drummond.
Oh, it's all right.
Every time.
Every time. It's really fun.
I have a fair
By the
bit.
way, Sin, I forgot to ask this earlier, and you can absolutely say no to this. When the Kokella died, could Scuzz have taken a soul coin? Bummer.
That soul was slashed.
That's sort of what I do.
Yeah,
Sorry,
absolutely.
Scuzz.
No. He's fine.
You've learned at this point. You've sort of got the idea that if Titania kills something, there's nothing there for you to grab.
It's all good.
It's dead. It's very dead.
No. It's all good.
You have change for Kokella.
You've changed for Coachella.
No one has changed for Coachella.
Coachella doesn't have a change for Coachella.
If we find a good spot, Vespia will take out her chest. I can say that with a straight face.
We're 12.
Where do you feel is a good space for you to take out your chest?
Where do you feel most comfy?
Wherever everyone else does.
Exhibition. Yeah, like well, you know there's not a lot of room like unless you want to put it like in the square where the Kokella was. You realize that as the Arbiter is re-straightening and rearranging the city, it's becoming much more. There's becoming a lot less free space, like open space, because it's all getting rearranged back into the orderly rows that it was originally in. So there's like right here at the moment is pretty much the best place to put it, but it's also right on the site of the Kokella fight.
She will ask everyone else if they are comfortable with that or if they would like to find somewhere else.
It's okay.
Are
This
you
is not-
sure?
Yeah.
Rest in the sight of our victory.
Sure, nothing weird can happen here.
The
They're
runes
more
aren't being
likely to
repaired,
die.
are they? They're not being re-engraved.
No, the runes are not being re-engraved.
Okay.
They're actually gone. Like you look, like the runes that were carved in the ground are completely gone. There's no sign of them left.
Yep.
I believe we should be fine here if this is adequate space.
Perfectly fine with me.
All right.
Lockpick, do you want to join us in Vespia's chest?
Chests are my favorite place to be.
She will take out her chest.
How frequently do you get locked up into a chest?
I mean, locked up, not very often. How frequently do I open chests? More
Well, I
frequently
imagine
than
you
not.
probably open a lot of chests. I open a lot of chests.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on mimics there, Locksmith?
I mean, they're not really good at their job. Make an insight check. Again.
I was going to say, yep. What does he think a mimic's job is?
You're like,
I'm using my inspiration. I don't care. 15. Slightly better.
With a 15, either he's talking about how they don't hold things very well because
Right.
they don't close, they're a mouth,
Right.
or he can tell when a mimic is a mimic and not a chest.
Right. Yep. Okay. Either way, super helpful to have around.
He's
I'm
like,
that familiar with the design of a chest that I can tell a mimic at sight.
Real
would
goddamn
grades off.
familiar.
When
that
I
lock
can
is
tell at
fake.
sight a Mauser rifle from a javelin.
So you unpack your chest, and everyone climbs in.
I'm actually gonna. I need to do a divination for a minute.
Okay.
I'll be in.
Well, they'll sort of stand in the doorway and watch.
Again, seated outside the chest, cleaning his gun.
Okay.
Good old country music.
I'm going to cast as I make sure I take off that gold. 50. I'm casting divination. I want to ask what's going to happen as Sin carries that artifact, or that those voices around. Basically, she wants to try and find out what Sin has done.
What have you done?
I'll put it in chat real quick.
All right.
And she's trying to it's probably kind of a very sparse ritual compared to what she normally does, because we don't have, she uses natural materials and we're underground.
Did you
in the
cast
city.
divination again previously? Did you cast divination once previously without resting between?
I don't think so.
I remember you casting it before. I just don't remember when.
Did I?
It's been more than a long rest between. I can tell you that much because we rested in the chest before we started going into the town and getting fucked up.
oh yeah, the spooky town, and then we had the nightmares.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought the divination was cast after the long rest, though.
No, I used Speak
Kami.
with Dead.
Okay.
Communing with the Kami.
Yeah.
Whispers
Okay.
of the Kami, yeah.
Whispers of the
Okay.
Kami. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, sorry. What was the question? So the question is, what would
What is going to happen to
So
Sin because of this?
So you're asking a question concerning the activity of Sin carrying the rod of Mora.
Yes. Yeah. I'm asking what'll
Um,
happen. In the next 7 days.
You get back.
Half of her is wondering if she should finish Sin now because she's very injured. It'd be pretty easy. And also
Sin's back at full health because of the Arbiter.
Oh, that's right. Well,
you get an image. You get an image of an empty snowfield.
Okay.
Which you sort of instinctively interpret as a devotee of both Argon and Dagoth, is an image that can mean death and a barren place full of death.
Mm-hmm.
Or
hey, Dad's home.
It can mean potential for new growth.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really it's not
all terrible.
It
potentially.
seems the sort of the core there seems to be that it depends on the choices made.
Okay.
So like what will happen depends entirely on the choices Sin makes, from as far as you can tell.
Okay. All right.
Hang on, I will clear the door over your face in just a second. Hey, there we go.
Craig.
Sorry, I had to go to back to school night. Scuzz, I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
Good news, your home economics teacher is thrilled with your use of butter. Beyond that, it's probably a discussion we should have in private.
I didn't do it.
That's part of the problem. Homework is a thing that you're supposed to do.
Okay, look, Ska made it.
The goblin dog ate it.
Yeah, the goblin dog ate it.
Have we rested? I'm still at 40
not yet.
feet.
So the thing is,
God.
You're at full.
You're at full health though.
We got healed.
Because
And your
Angel
ear
talked
is
to
back.
us.
your ear is also back. Oh no, you didn't lose an ear, did you?
I didn't lose an ear.
Okay.
You've
got a third ear now.
The people that lost ears got their ears
Oh,
back.
yeah.
So after the fight ended, the Marut that you had fought that Sin had Eldritch blasted at the beginning of this whole thing, appeared, analyzing the situation, and then basically corrected for y'all being in the wrong place, and brought you all back. Then Proper came around the corner, followed by another robot that you're unfamiliar with, and the Marut saw Proper and said Arbiter detected and started marching towards Proper. There was a bit of a tense standoff with Titania and Gint before they realized maybe we shouldn't fight this thing. And then the Marut rebuilt Proper into what was then revealed to be an arbiter of the inevitables, which Gent explained is basically the arbiters are basically the thing that comes after the other inevitables to ensure that laws were adjudicated correctly, and then to inspect the situation to make sure that the law continues to be correct, or if it needs to be adjusted, changed, repealed, whatever.
HR.
And they are associated with renewal and reconstruction. And his very presence basically started reconstructing the area around him, including healing you all and repairing and restoring your ears. He explained a bunch of stuff, which Grummond was probably checked out for. But the nascent thing was that you learned was that everything that's happening here is the result of a breached contract on behalf of the people that lived here. Like they breached the contract in a specific way, seeming to be around that Kokella. And because you guys killed the Kokella, you basically earned a addendum to the law, which made you allowed subjects. So anything that's still under the control of the Marut won't attack you.
Cool. All right.
There are other things here that might attack you, obviously, but anything underneath the control of the Marut won't.
The giant castle cannon thingy.
Yeah, like the giant castle won't be chasing you.
Also, we know that there's the original contract was probably to get the apotheosis ritual, and was made with some sort of devil of some sort.
I've downloaded a copy, but we're still going through it.
Yeah. Also, there is a significant cost associated with either accessing or utilizing the ritual, and any attempt to sidestep that is going to be real bad for the subject and anything around them. So don't do that.
All right, I will try not to. Thank you. I don't want to throw us up anymore. I will definitely.
And then Vespia pulled out her chest, and we're all going to have a long rest here in a sec.
Yep. Okay.
Also there's a new construct that y'all have recruited into your ranks called the locksmith. Who is
he's good with locks.
A construct that makes locks and breaks locks.
Scuzz has an irrational.
It's just the one comment. Like, he probably is a cool dude, but the whole comment about like once a lock is broken, it's never the same. It's just my mom would have an issue with this. She would have words.
Not everything's a metaphor, lad.
No, you're right. I don't know. There's something about it that makes me want to, stand up and say that's a really bad analogy to another thing. But I don't know where that anger's coming from. It's weird. Again, it's the multiple personalities discussed in there.
It's all right. I mean, there's nothing wrong with anger in and of itself. It's just, that's all right. That's what you're feeling right now.
Oh my god, you're talking about the social construct of virginity, aren't you?
Yeah! And like some people will say that a lock is like...
Yes, we know. Absolutely. Those people are fuckheads. Leave it alone.
It's also a really bad analogy, the locksmith says, because like a lock is designed to keep things out and like be opened and closed. I don't know that you can open and close a hymen.
You can, but also comparing a living person to a lock is stupid.
That's also just shitty, yeah. Like a lock is meant to do a single task, which is why when it breaks, it's not as good as it was afterward.
It's like, it's not you that I had an issue with saying the line, it was just the line, because it just weirdly flared up the anger. It's not you, it's just...
Welcome to the Steel Hearts, locksmith.
You want to shoot my crossbow? Says holding it out towards you.
No, I want whatever lock you use to practice on, and I want to practice on it.
Oh, I can make one for you. He says he like reaches into his coat and pulls out a series of parts and just sort of really quickly cobbles together a padlock.
Gimme,
and just hands it to you.
Yay!
Make a thieves tools check. Let's see how good you do against it. As you test the caliber of the locksmith.
10. 27.
You don't pick it.
Yeah, no, that checks out. Just because it's just like, and like he's using like his normal lock pick tools and probably like it breaks one. It's just like.
Scuzz thrilled that he can't pick a lock.
That's wonderful.
It's like the like putting the shapes in the hole thing for kids. It's like this is a thing I get to figure out now.
Yeah.
All go in the square.
As I say, this square piece goes in the square hole. This long piece goes in the square hole.
The circle piece goes in the square hole. Everything goes in the square hole.
Holes.
That's one. So somebody said something about a long rest because Scuzz will be occupied for the next few hours. This is probably a good time.
Oh, Dad, I made you a picture. And he hands you a picture.
Make an insight check, Drummond.
All right.
Oh no.
It looks like this, Drummond.
Hold on. Okay, yep. All right, cool. Looks like a multi-class. Looks like Scuzz is multi-classing.
Perfect.
No, it's getting uncle.
I mean,
Do not put that on my refrigerator.
I mean, Grumman doesn't say that out loud. He's had a lot of kids. He's like, oh, fascinating.
You're not.
Oh, I love the hat. That's a
Yeah,
great
with
hat.
a 24, you are able to determine that it's a hat, not a spike. And yeah, you're not certain what it's supposed to be, but you are certain that Scuzz is proud of it.
That's just fantastic. Well, tell me more about it.
I'll have to tell you more later. I gotta work on this lock.
Okay.
But don't worry, I got a whole dissertation about it at breakfast.
Sound of another pick breaking.
Is the locksmith metallic? All metallic?
Yeah, he's a construct. Yep.
All right.
You can see a picture of him in the Slack channel.
There's a picture of him in the Slack channel. He's the one that looks like he's got 5 o'clock shadow.
Is
And
the
a broad brim
Calvin
hat.
guy?
Yeah.
He's giving very like Dick Tracy 1940s noir detective.
I actually switched into Wednesday crew, and I'm like, oh, he's on fire. Oh wait, no.
No, that was the other guy.
The unknown figure in the.
So I will proper rather is bigger, right?
Proper is not here anymore, but yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So this is the only one we have.
He
with
went all
us.
glowy and
He
angel wings.
evolved.
The second one is what proper looks like now.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
you
Looks like a holiday Overwatch skin.
Who was
Yeah.
referred to as Arbiter, that who sees new future.
Evil midnight bomber. What bombs at midnight? Got it. So I'll take a locksmith.
Car hook card door.
Make him the
And
sweetest
man
Nick
door
Carter
hand
hand.
hook car gun.
Magnets. Do magnets bother you?
No.
Is that like a problem for you? Okay, fantastic. Grumman pulls out a couple magnets and puts up the drawing on his chest like it was a fridge.
Ting. I mean, being objectified like this bothers me.
I'm not being objectified.
You're literally using me as an object.
No, I'm using you as a display, which is a sort of object. But anyway, I think it looks right nice.
You literally just described this person as being a display, which is an object.
That's what I did also say that in the moment. Anyway,
You're the kind of person that like writes a letter and stabs it into your enemy.
Nope,
Just
I'm gonna
like
make a character that does that now.
Because that's what this feels like.
I have ideas now for certain characters.
You're welcome.
Oh yes, no, I know the sort of person you're talking about. I think they call them theater critics.
Theater
I
kids.
have an entire concept of a character who like has like little like letter tubes attached to throwing daggers.
To whom it may concern.
He's
Strongly
in every
worded
single
letter
one
to
of
follow.
them.
yeah, you have two. What you dual wield? One is to whom it may concern, and then the other hand is per my last letter.
Yeah, offhand is per my last letter. Yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna go to bed, I think.
Yes, let's just go to sleep.
Rest.
You all get a long rest.
Vesper wanted to speak with us.
Vespia speaks to Ithrin first, though.
Do it, yes.
Mara, you look evil. I love you.
I made another lockpick check, but I want to.
You still haven't broken it.
Do we have sufficient food and drink to recover a level of exhaustion?
Should.
A long rest recovers level of exhaustion. So yeah. And you're
Yeah.
like Vespia's chest has food.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You can eat.
As
As long as you're not starving or something, yeah.
You can eat.
I will-
Yeah, you can eat in Vespia's chest.
We've smuggled plenty of food in Vespia's chest.
Even drink from Vespia's
23,
chest.
23 cooking check, if that helps us at all.
Vespia is trying to have a conversation.
Sorry.
Yeah, at some point she will seek out Ithram.
Yeah, he'll probably just be like, honestly, just probably sitting at the end of whatever room they're sharing, and just like staring at a wall, just trying to parse all the information that's in his head. He's just like disassociating while he tries to go through this legal document in his head.
It's like you're trying to read fine print on a document that isn't even on the table in front of you. It's like,
no, it's on the wall, and I'm trying to read it on the trim.
She will walk in, see this, stop, stare at that wall. Something I'm missing?
No, sorry. Just going through the contract, whatever agreement they had for the city, that when it did the when they tapped my forehead, all of it all at once, but no table of contents.
Sorry about that. Maybe sleep will help sort that out.
Maybe. Oh, what can I do?
I think we need to have a talk.
All right. He'll kind of scoot over and he'll pat.
She'll sit down next to him.
What's on your mind?
I've been trying to wait for the right time to have this talk, and I think there's really not going to be a right time, because we don't know if we're going to die horribly the next day or not. Sorry.
So I know you have Bluetooth. Come make the music less creepy.
I think I'm sorry, I'm not very good at this. I think we need to have the relationship talk.
There's one of those?
Yes.
All right.
What is this? Where are we going?
I don't know. This is the kind of music that plays in my head whenever I have a relationship talk.
Wow.
Whenever somebody comes to you and says,
Well,
we need to have a
disturbing,
conversation.
Yeah, and then you get that piano strike. Ting.
Usually when it gets the text message that says that.
Yeah.
As I said, I'm not very good at this. I've never actually been in a relationship before.
Me as well. The Legion is fairly not strict, but they keep you occupied. And on top of my studies,
It's very similar with the True Library. I'm constantly moving.
oh, go ahead.
Sorry. This is the longest I've stayed on one plane in a while.
You've told me about the multiple selves that you, when you are on a plane, you still experience what they do.
Sort of.
When you sleep. You don't
Yes, I go into different ones when I sleep. Though I return back to the True Library.
Yes. I guess I have enjoyed your company quite a bit, and it kind of just grabs your hand. Where do you see this?
Oh, that was a really good piano bit.
I'm not sure. I as well. I enjoy being with you. I would like to remain with you. Which complicates things for me a little bit.
Because you must return.
It was implied that I would return after this. I feel at some point I probably should. But for the first time, I don't want to.
Kind of squeezes your hand a little bit. And I would not want to be the one to keep you. Do you trust me?
Yes, completely.
If you have to go back, know that I will find a way to the library.
You will do the impossible.
We've done some pretty seemingly impossible stuff so far.
That is true.
And the magics that I've gained access to through this group's adventures have only made it easier for me to achieve those impossible things. I now have a handful of spells that make time not as much of a factor for myself and others when it comes to achieving goals. But I would very much like I would very much like to keep you on this plane as long as possible.
I would like that as well. I think at this point, I just need to see what happens. But I want you to know that I love you.
He grabs your other hand and he says, I'm slow on the uptake, but I think I've noticed, and I love you as well. And then he just leans forward and kisses you on the forehead first. And then, yeah, just leans in for another kiss.
She will kiss him back.
And the scene fades to the locksmith outside playing on a piano for some reason as Scuzz sits there desperately trying to pick a lock.
Just 20 minutes later, God damn it! Lock goes across. Now I gotta go do it more.
No. The adults are having very important conversations. Scuzz can into that as best as he can. So he's gonna take his little locky and he's gonna go up to his room and hoard it like the little goblin that he is.
I was just picturing, instead of like artful shots of a train going into a tunnel, it's just like 5 minutes of like a montage of Scuzz fumbling with a lock.
feel like Ithram knows what he's doing a little better than that.
So, any other scenes that need to happen? And also, wow, that music fits so well.
I don't want to do anything else. I just want to bask in this cute shit.
So,
Gent's just cleaning his gun and thinking very hard. It's all good.
not the only one.
At one point, you come into Scuzz and the lock is on the table, and Scuzz is just like. Just,
I will get this.
Just altering
You know-
the angle that it's sitting on the table,
You know the check.
changing it back, flipping it on its side.
Grumman comes in with like cookies and milk, just putting it beside.
that's less than the last one. Yeah.
Aren't you permanently blessed?
I don't know how long it lasts,
Or
but yes, I am permanent.
guidances?
Yeah,
think it's
permanent
like-
guidance.
I think it's like two weeks or something.
Oh wow!
Something.
Damn you!
I love it so much. Oh, that's gonna get abused.
Be right back.
Yes.
Amazing.
So, as Scuzz has a new toy to play with, the locksmith is tickling the ivories. And also, you all would notice the locksmith is missing the pinky on his left hand. His left hand only has 4 fingers. There very obviously should be a pinky there. It's just not there.
Is that a dagger?
Good to know.
Is what a dagger?
Your hand.
Oh,
It's not like a cool hidden compartment for like a small dagger.
no. He pulls off his middle finger. This is a lockpick, though.
Ah, that's so cool.
And puts it back on.
Okay, I'm not gonna ask how you lost the pinky, and Scuzz goes away. If it's not a cool
Because
weapon,
knows
I don't
one
care.
video game.
He's not very good at it. He just sits and hangs out with the people. He doesn't actually go on any assassination attempts.
So, night passes. Some of you in the throes of passion over a lock. Some of you in the throes of passion over other things. Those of you that are keeping watch, the locksmith doesn't seem to sleep. So, at any point in time, any of you that stay up for a watch, he's there fiddling with things, just hanging out in the background. And you all long rest. The eerie silence of the residential ward continues. But the buildings seem to be in much better condition now. And aligned properly.
Cool.
Titania's gonna bring up to Gent and Valdeth. That skull thing, the scepter.
Sin's new.
Yeah. If I remember what the name was, Morath.
That's Morath's skull?
I don't know if it's his
The skull is made of fire, so probably not.
Maybe.
When the skull hits your eye, like we're all gonna die.
That's the
The
Morath.
There you go. Well done.
Thank you. No, it's I think it's their new patron or like an additional patron or something. It gave them a lot of power and
Oh.
has requested.
That like it's they're in there. They're alive.
Yeah. and a whole bunch of other voices. I don't.
A whole bunch of other voices.
I don't know how it was connected to the city, or I'll be honest, contracts are not my strong suit. I'm not sure if it's connected to like what happened here or whatever, but it sounds like a whole lot of people.
You know that sort of thing where, in a story, people are searching for something and they go one place and then turns out that the murder they were investigating is also tied to some personal conflict that they have. And there's always that, well, it can't possibly be a coincidence. They have to be. Some things are just fucking coincidences, love.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yes, it's very helpful that we've made connection, apparently, to one of the primary sources of mortality or first death or whatever it was that Morath or whatever the name is.
The first death.
Right. Given what we had discovered, I would say it's a good thing that we have it. What are we concerned that it's a problem as well, though? Is that what I'm getting?
Sin told me they set up parameters, guidelines for
makes sense
between them and Morath, but
all right.
They want me to kill them if it gets if their will gets overrun or anything like that.
Morath takes over, we kill Sin.
Yep.
All right. That seems logical. Is it? Are you struggling with that ethically? Are we struggling with that pragmatically?
The Kokella, its soul sang when I killed it. I would do it again.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be able to tell when Sin is not acting the way Sin does, because Sin acts in ways that I don't understand.
Well, yes, and I mean, Sin's a changeling. They've got a number of personalities, and keeping them tracked is complicated, but...
Val's also in this conversation, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just... I'm realizing what this means. She'll, like, trace the edge of the scythe. It was a lot.
Of course.
That's all.
Then, are you worried about your role in that, then?
I'm worried about knowing when it's good to use this. Thanks for not letting me maul. I thought he was gonna... I don't...
It was a creature that had previously interacted with us in manners that might be considered aggressive / oppositional. So, I mean, you weren't unreasonable.
Yeah. And I'm worried when we get to this ritual, what is going to be conditions and things.
Well,
I worry about a lot of things, though.
That's well, there's only so much that worrying will do when we don't even know what's there yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
There's
if there are prices to be paid, we have people who are willing to pay them.
There's an old saying that I don't necessarily agree with in all circumstances, but in this one in particular, I think is valid enough. Something that used to pass down the Stonebeard line was, if there's a problem and you can do something about it, then don't worry and do something about it. If there's a problem and you can't do something about it, then don't worry, because it's not in your hands.
It's very practical. But how on earth would anyone have ever come up with all the weird magic that's around if they had believed that?
That's the thing about magic is you
can do something about it.
Right. It's a tool to do about things that otherwise you couldn't do about. Why do you think I built all of this stuff that I built? Because I couldn't do things about things that I wanted to be able to do about, so I made a way that I could.
I know. I think it's going in circles now.
Oh, everything
That's
goes
okay.
in circles all the time. It's fine. We'll be there with you, and we'll figure it out as we go.
Of course.
And we'll plan for what we can, and the rest of it, we throw scuzz at it. You know how it goes.
Yep. And that's it. That's all I wanted.
Sure.
There's a faint.
Fantastic.
Grumman peers around the corner. Are you winning, son?
Thank you. So love that. Oh God. You broke Nikki.
That's my favorite thing to say. I've never gotten it sent to me before, so this is a great honor. Thank you, everybody. I'm leaving the stream now. I can't get better than this.
That's it.
Nikki just ascends, just like out of frame. All right. So, you all gather, presumably. You pack up Vespia's chest.
I made
Did
breakfast.
sleeping help?
What?
Did sleeping help parse
So
any of that?
you can make one intelligence save
Yes!
per day. Try
Okay.
to try to interpret.
All right, everybody gather round.
And you
Okay.
cannot receive help from it. No one can help you with this.
To the accusing parlor.
So
It's
it'd be
the
just
butler
saving
did it.
face 26.
Okay.
Ah, yes.
So you parse it a little bit more. Is there a particular aspect of the contract that you would be trying to focus on?
So he's got the basic rules for like how we're allowed to leave. I think now he's going to be focusing on who the two main parties involved were.
The party of the first and party of the second?
Yes.
I also love this music so much.
Yeah. Trying not to die.
Death in those houses.
So it seems to be a contract between Hauseth Deep Delver and hang on, name
That's what the lady is called.
Hauseth Deep Delver, which I will type over here. Hang on.
I'm gonna plane shift Grumman.
Oh, they've got the name over here somewhere. Maybe.
I only missed one S.
Are you in NPCs? Maybe you're in NPCs. Hang on.
Is it got too many consonants or too many vowels?
Mm-hmm.
And it's got to be long. You can't have a devil named Tim. Doesn't have the gravity.
You can have
Need
a
some
devil named
resonance.
Tim.
Yeah, but they're gonna be like, that's a low level.
That's an
like
imp
a
name.
pencil. Yeah, that's like a pencil pushing.
That's a
an
clerical
imp.
imp
It's-
name.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's an
Um,
unpaid intern.
So
Nah,
it's a
imagine it.
it's
Imagine it. Higher
it's,
level
it's a
nickname
contract
Tim.
between I found it. It's a contract between House of Deep Delver and the Prince of Swarms.
Ooh, he sounds nice.
Didn't we kill that guy last campaign?
No,
It's him.
I don't think he
No,
did.
we killed his father, the king.
No, we
I
killed
have
no
no idea.
devils in that. We like
Yeah.
thought about attacking.
The Prince of
Cal.
No,
Swarms,
they were like
parentheses,
they were like
Tim,
archdevils
close
in the
parentheses.
tower when we were ascending the tower, and like one of them was like a
Oh.
lord of swarms or something like that.
There
Oh,
there
man.
was a clusterfuck of bugs guy, yes, absolutely. But I don't think he was the Prince of
I
Swarms.
don't have my notes
no.
for that game
He
anymore.
would not have
Prince
been.
of Swarms. Please, that's my father. I'm clusterfuck of bugs.
I recall that fight. No, you wouldn't have been able to kill the Prince of Swarms at that point.
They were like beyond level 20 at that point.
Nope, didn't get
Possibly for narrative reasons rather than mechanical ones.
I don't think you were when you fought that one.
No, I feel like that was. I feel like that fight was pre-Phyrexian oil, even. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was one of the earlier. That was one of the earlier levels.
Damn it! That's what I wanted to ask the Arbiter about. Fuck.
Phyrexian oil?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it seems that this is a bargain. This is a bargain made between House of Deep Delver, who you don't get any real information about, just other than the name. They then become part of the first part. Though there is a reference to them being representing Coral Home.
Okay.
And the
Way to
Prince
drop
of,
the ball, House Seth.
and the Prince of Swarms, who becomes part of the second part.
The other part that he was trying to parse out, besides the parties involved, is what each party was getting from.
So the you're having a difficult time parsing exactly what the Prince of Swarms was getting, mostly because
Of course, he's a devil.
it's complex legalese. Like, it's extremely complex legalese, using lots of vague terms. When it's not using vague terms, it's using proper nouns that you have no context for. But on the other side, it's very clearly that Deep Delver was looking for was either trying to create or discover a ritual of apotheosis. You get the idea. Make an insight check really quick. Either insight or religion, whichever is higher.
Religion it is.
7. Yeah, no, it's like at a certain point, as you're like sort of like parsing through it mentally, it's like this guy's just writing this to be confusing at this point, and you're like, oh yeah, well, duh.
This is just why I don't deal with devils and summons.
Literally the only reason.
Because I didn't pay attention in those classes.
Yeah, that's what you get.
I still
So,
have those textbooks. They just
I'll
haven't
say
read
you.
them yet.
I'll say you can get a little bit more of one more thing.
Okay. Parties involved. What they were hoping to get out of it. What were the stipulations that they couldn't break? Either party.
So it seems like part of the payment is part of the payment was using the ritual, and it seems that the contract states that it was to be used as specified, which you would take to mean basically letter of the law as far as what the ritual indicates it needs. So basically, if you tried to cheat the ritual at all, then it would have, like, by any means, then it would have triggered a penalty clause.
Okay.
and that's about what you get as far as your daily concentration on them.
This is just meta discussion because I'm listening to the things without actually knowing them. But when you say as specified, that would probably apply to terms like at a time for a particular subject, not just anybody you decide you want to ascend, things like that.
Like a pre-designated target.
Less about pre-designated target that might be part of the interpretation, and more about, it seems like from what you're getting, there are very strict specifications on how the ritual has to be done.
Okay.
And trying to substitute won't work.
You can't make a gluten-free version of a ritual of apotheosis.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right.
If it requires a sacrifice, then you must pay the sacrifice.
Or you can't attempt to sacrifice a Kokella in place of whatever it wants.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. That makes sense. Cool.
All right. Yeah, he'll freely share what he's kind of figured out with his, because I'm assuming he does actually most of this when he's doing his like morning routine.
Yeah.
Of like
spell preparation and stuff.
Spell prep, calisthenics, meditation.
As Ithram is like hanging upside down from a bar doing sit-ups, like, oh, by the way, I've learned that part of the first part was part of the second part was
he just takes a staff, puts it about 6 feet up, and
immovable. Yeah.
Glorious.
Everywhere is a gym if you think are the moment.
How is Vespia doing? Is Vespia okay? Does Vespia need a drink of water?
Cold shower,
She's just
anything?
standing there biting her lip.
Just like, yes. That's now on the market for me.
Gent probably just walks past. He's got like half a bagel in his hand and he just jams it in your mouth as you come up at one point,
I like that. I love, by the way, that Ithram is like the nerd jock at this point.
Oh, yeah. No, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like reciting legalese while doing inverted sit-ups. It's great.
Grumman is like,
Stop, I'm too horny.
Grumman is walking past Vespia. He's like, just after a pool, nothing. I still have a ceremony prepared. So, just if that information might be useful.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
So, we're going to go look for a ritual today, then?
I think it's time we get moving and find out where we can find the damn thing now that we've got a little bit more leeway to walk.
Yep.
All right. Brace your best anti-construct weapons, everyone.
I didn't realize this beforehand, but now I am realizing it. The locksmith essentially gave Scuzz a fidget spinner. The goblin version of a fidget spinner.
A fidget cube. Yeah, fidget cube, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In response.
The worst part, Scuzz, is that it looks just like a normal padlock, but the inside is fucking insane.
Scuzz is a kid in a candy shop right now.
Like this thing does twists and turns you wouldn't believe inside.
Pop it, skip it, push it, pull it.
And you're trying to do all that with a pair of tweezers. It's like, fuck.
This is great. It's stimulating his brain.
Optimal levels of frustration.
Optimal levels of frustration.
So, you all collapse the chest, and
Gravity a bitch.
Someone laughed, and it hit me. You
encourage him.
You close the chest. Shrink it back down. And prepared to exit. So which hub are you heading to next?
As I recall, we are in the central
you're in your core residence.
Central residential. Yeah, core residence. And east of us is the one that we thought was the like temple district and stuff, that was where we assumed would be a decent jumping off point.
Sorry, reclamation. No, foundry reclamation. Core. Get docks. Yeah. Immediately east of you is the temple district.
That begins suggestion.
Yeah, there was also the basically
Well, I have a
the
map.
academic. Yeah, the academic.
Yeah.
Right.
map.
Academic was to the south. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Something.
Yeah, basically we're going like straight back. In my version of the map, we were in the market, we went to the core residence, temple is like right in a straight line.
Yeah.
Admin and scholar is kind of to the other.
Admin would be to the north and scholar district to the south, right?
Opposite, but
Opposite?
yes.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That works.
But yes, my suggestions for the temple district, if we can get there.
Boy. Let's
Alright.
head our way there.
Right?
I think we can walk a little bit faster and a little less cautiously now.
Shall I go out in front as bait again?
I mean, not as bait, but perhaps as scouting, eh?
You no longer have that feeling of being watched.
Just please don't get distracted by foodstuffs again. We have an objective here.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention
Okay.
one of the signs that flew up and repaired itself to a wall was the wine pit.
It's a
Where
place
did
where
we
they
go
put
in?
all the really bitchy kids in timeout.
Should we? Okay. Was there a conversation at that point in character?
Yes.
Okay. How did it go?
Negative.
Really didn't want to go in.
All right. While we're preparing, does anybody mind if I just nip into the wine?
Yes! We've had bad experiences with alcohol in the city going forward, and I'm risk averse at the moment.
I just want to dip my toe in the pit for just a moment. Just, windmill a little bit and then get right back out. Just a hot second.
You are not allowed to go back and face the peril.
All right.
You head to the east.
Ithram is
Yeah.
going to swap out one of his, throughout the night, he would have swapped out one of his signature spells, the first level one. It is no longer magnify gravity, it's going to be comprehend languages, because that's been pretty important while we've been down here.
Okay. So, you head to the east, and you find yourselves
East.
at another
Always.
one of these connecting doors.
Please.
The residential hub is even more a ghost town now than it was initially. Now that everything's been straightened out and looks normal, the absence of people is even harder to ignore. As you pass by houses, there are very obviously areas set aside to be parks for where children would have been playing. There are dog houses. There are so many signs of a city lived in with nobody, no sign of any.
Did we ever figure out who the recent victims were?
Yes, they were cultists.
That's right. Okay, thank you.
Those who walk in the shadow, or those who slither in the darkness. That was it.
Yep, that's right. I'm sorry. I had forgotten that. We found the book and everything.
Yeah. And as you approach this door, it seems a little bit more ornamental than the first one was. Grafted and gilded on the edges and externals, with ornate sort of locking mechanisms and the like. But that's not the thing that you notice primarily. The thing that you notice almost immediately as you get to the doors is what seems to be the dismembered corpse of a massive underwater creature floating just outside the glass. Its pieces almost on display as whatever it is. Most of you instinctively, to your minds, think Leviathan, just as due to the sheer immensity of it. Something in the waters outside absolutely dismembered it. And as you sort of pause on this realization of danger that you hadn't expected, that's where we're going to end for the week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.